welcome back to the channel. So as promised, this is round one from Padierna Flamingos golf course. This is the Tour Champs and this is the front nine footage, okay? So we're going to split this into two parts, front nine and back nine. This was filmed by Ollie, who's done a fantastic job with the filming. So if you want to say thanks to him or what a good job he's done, give him some critique, whatever, just let me know in the comment section below. But I've looked through most of this footage and he's done a fantastic job. So fair play to you, mate. Right, before I go into this as well, we've got a new series coming. Now I'm back in the UK. All will be explained in that series, but it's basically about, you know, self-improvement, getting better, taking what I've learned from this, because I've learned quite a lot. And what I'm going to do in this video is just critique myself really hard, because what you see in this front nine is a man just willing to give away as many shots as possible. Alright, so we're starting with a par 5 here. This is the first. It's about 530 yards, I think, if I remember correctly. Now I hit a decent drive here just up the left side, which is what you need, because there's a hazard down the right. But I ended up just getting behind a tree. I had, what did I have in? I had about 180 yards downhill, so I didn't really want to get one going too hard. But left this one about 40 short. I thought it was going to like jump down there, but the fairways are fairly soft, and the grass out there is not the same grass we've got in the UK. So balls just don't bound; they just, you know, get caught up. Anyway, left myself this pitch shot from 40, and ended up just not hitting a very good pitch shot. Just overhit this completely. It's required just a soft hand on landing it fringe and letting it jump, but I just missed it by, I don't know, like 4 or 5 yards, and hit to the back of the green. But as you can see, really nice golf course, this place. But as with all of the golf courses out here, they are like seriously tight. Most of them cut onto mountainsides with, you know, a state round them, so they fit them into very small pieces of land, which doesn't suit my game at all. But it's a great place to test your game, because it's going to test your accuracy. Bang. Hey, good start. One on the par. Look at that, man. Look, striving on. So par 3, second. 200 yards. This is not an easy hole. Wind was blowing, and it was gusting up to like 30 today. So it was not the easiest day conditions wise, and I think the best score was like 2 under, and there were some decent players playing. So with this one, pin is, I think it's back of the green. Then it gets narrower the further back in the green you go. So what I'm trying to do here is just hold a 5-iron up against the wind, and I made a really good swing here. Held it up against the wind, pretty much just stayed straight at the flag, and ended up like middle of the green. So left myself, I think, about 30. But yeah, Leon had a bit of problems on this hole, so just looking for his ball. Now you can see the size of the green and how long the putt actually is. And yeah, there's a new series that I've got coming. I'm really excited about it. So I'm basically going to take everything I've learnt from this tour, as it has been like a savage test, and move things forward. It's not just like a case of, oh, you played shit a few times, you ain't good enough. It's just, this was a testing ground for me, and yeah, there's a lot of improvement that needs to be made. Just a slight different approach, I think, to the game, which you will see. And apologies if I do sound like Morgan Freeman. It's the morning, and my voice is pretty husky. Anyway, there I go, giving it a Keegan Bradley into the putt. Oh, little beetle, I think. So this is uphill, and the other thing about the greens here is, or the courses here, the greens are very grainy. So you have an uphill putt into grain, it's going to be so much slower than a downhill putt down grain, and that was again something that I've never really played in those conditions. So getting used to that was quite hard, but this is a decent putt for pace. There's Flower. Good old Flower. Fairly easy tap in, and at this point I was thinking, you know what, that's a decent start, like birdie par, Second hole's a tough hole. Now we've got a par 4, roughly 390 yards. A very like daunting looking tee shot. You can't really see it here, but it's a very narrow opening, but it does open up to about 40-yard wide fairway, which is probably the widest fairway. I just didn't feel comfortable with the shot. I was trying to, because the wind was howling off the left and OB just lines the hole right. To be fair, you can't miss it either side. I was just trying to get one in play with like a low stinger draw. But you see the ball fly, starts left, doesn't get held up at all, so doesn't really get up. And just missed it left. Really not a good tee shot. This was the provisional ball, which I forgot to take it out, but you can see what happened there. Did I hit another? Yeah, I did. I didn't need to hit any of these, by the way. The first one was actually found. So yeah, that was the shot I was trying to play. So what did I do here? I walked on, shitting myself, thinking I may be playing 5 off the tee, but I didn't need to. So my ball ended up on this down slope just behind the bunker. I had, what did I have? Quite a long way in. It's about 180 yards to a tight little landing spot, and I was just trying to hit this low draw, keep it out the wind. It was a downhill slope. It was a nasty lie, and hit 6-iron, but just simply, as you'll see, I just started this too low, and you'll see what happens. Not the best. Just hit the ball, mate. Jesus. It literally caught the top of the bunker and then just killed it and then just bumbled on. I left myself 90 yards, and this is one of the areas, right, coming up. Wedge play. I know a lot of you have commented about wedge play before, how important it is from 120 yards. We all know how important it is, right? But my distance control, and I think it's because I'm trying to do too much with wedges, as in trying to shake the ball too much. And this is one of the things I learned out here. I'm just trying to do too much with the golf ball, like low shots, high shot, draw, fade. I need to get a more like a stock standard shot so it's more repeatable. So this was 90 yards, uphill, playing 96, 97. Wind was coming off the left. The greens are very soft, so you've got to pitch this. It was probably playing about 105 was the landing spot. I didn't factor enough of that in, so I'm thinking, what clubs do I need? I ended up hitting a 52 degree. I just tried to play a soft little cut in here, but because I've not got a yardage or swing field dialed in for 105 yards with a soft little cut, I actually hit a nice shot. Did exactly what I thought this was going to be perfect, and it lands in front of the green and rips back off. And from here, you're about to see how someone gives away stupid shots. All right, so look at this. Little chip shot we were practicing yesterday on the practice green, on the chipping area, sorry. So I was just trying, this is literally just hit a little chippy wedge and get it bouncing. But I'm trying to get one landing up on the tier, and it's just bounced on me really hard and released out. So not ideal. It's about, as you can see, I'm playing with Leon and Flower, which was a good laugh. Always good to play with them boys. I look like I'm concentrating hard there. I think Leon gives this a roll. I think Leon shot, what did Leon shoot in this round? I think he was 2 over. And he had a really bad start, so he just hung on. But Leon just, apart from the first couple holes, he just doesn't really waste shots, and that's what I've learned from good players. I played with a Challenge Tour player, Liam Robinson, right, in one of the rounds. And through 9 holes, he was like really unhappy with the way he was hitting it. Like he just wasn't playing well, right? He hit it in he missed, but he always missed it in places where it wasn't lost ball, and he never did anything stupid. And he got up and down when he needed to, and he was level par through 9 holes. He then went on to shoot 4 under on the back 9 out of absolutely nowhere, and that was the difference really. The biggest thing I learned. There you go, tapping it in for 6. That is just the most ridiculous 6. And that was the biggest thing I learned, really, is good players just don't waste shots. And that's something that I've got to learn, but it all comes in with the improvements that I'm going to be making with my game. Anyways, this is downhill par 3. Flowers just knocked it long over the green hazard. It's down off the left. We thought it was more across, but if you look at the flag on top of the clubhouse, you'll see it's down left. So I just chipped a little late iron, which is a nice controlled shot. Didn't really ride the wind. Found the green. All you're trying to do on that hole, you're playing down about 15 yards, I would say. Where have we got now? So this was, Flower actually had to take a drop to this point. Did struggle on this hole, but hit an amazing recovery shot. This was really good. Anyway, so I'm putting up the green, uphill, and you can't really see how slopey this is, but it's banking hard from back left from where I am. And what did I do? I stepped off it, and what am I doing? Don't know, just wasn't comfortable over that. You see how far short that I leave this, and this is another thing, it's just like wasting shots. I've free-putted literally so many times out here. I think that has something to do with the fact that I wasn't used to playing so much grain and so much slope. But by this point I probably should have learned. So left this like 10 foot short, which is just so annoying. And this is one of those putts where I literally hit such a good putt here. And this is daylight robbery, in my opinion. Watch this. High side, slowing down, catch the left lip. Watch this. Oh. Always good to look back on it. Another thing, I've literally lost like 4 or 5 kilos out here. I haven't been able to get in the gym for 5 weeks. So part of this new series is going to be the gym routine, which I've talked about before, which I'm working on with this like elite powerlifting coach. We're putting together something which I'm going to follow and see how much progress I can gain, how much climbing speed and everything. Anyway, yeah, nice shot off here. This is a 330 yard par 4, OB right, hazard left. You've got a small tight area, and this is literally the story of most holes around these courses. You've got like 20 yard, 30 yard fairway, hazard one side, OB the rest. So if you're slightly off, you are done. It's not like being in England where you've got, you know, tree line and another fairway generally. You're just done. Don't know what that was about. Anyway, again, so what do I have in here? 120. Now 120 is scoring zone. The pin was at the back, and it does narrow up at the back, but there's no excuse. There's plenty of room. I hit 52, and for some reason, I don't even think this was a strike. It's just distance control, and trying to do something different each time with the wedges. Just get a stock shot, and look at that. That is literally appalling from that distance. So you're about to see an into grain uphill. You can't see how uphill this actually is, but watch how hard I have to hit this. This is, by the way, this is like 50 foot, maybe longer. It doesn't look it, but decent putt. Alright, so I've saved myself there. That could have easily been a free putt from the middle of the fairway, making 5, just because I left myself so far. Tapped it in, marched on in anger. He's done a good job of this for me. On to T6, bit of a walk. Just put it back. So it is. I don't know what Flower's doing. Littering. Naughty boy. Right, so we got 540 yard-ish par 5 around the corner. So it runs out, it's like 280 down the middle. So you're trying to hit this over the corner with a little cut. You got OB right and these trees left, which if you hit the ball in, they get stuck. Which I'm sure you've seen plenty of in the UK. They're like the worst trees around a golf course. Absolutely pointless. You should tear them all down, in my opinion. But anyway, hit a good tee shot here. So I've left myself into a par 5. So at this point, what am I? 2 over. Another birdie here. Got a birdie chance on the next. get back to level. You're not in a bad spot. It's a windy day. It's tough. But what do I do? This is why my drive was. It's miles up. So yeah, 170, I think 180 max. So a front pin, OB left, OB right, all round the green. It's not a hard shot, but what am I trying to do? I'm trying to fade one in with the wind. And my start lines are just too erratic. So I'm trying to hit it like this punchy little cutty 5, and I just straight lined it, and it's landed in the tree on the hazard line and just disappeared into nothing. So that's OB. Had to hit another ball, hit it to the back of the green. I was actually quite annoyed about that first one because usually, I mean, it's going to hit the tree, bounce down, roll out, you've got a chip, you can still make birdie, but it's gone OB. But that just shows, again, just trying to do too much of the golf ball. Just get a more of a stock shot and just hit that much more. I need to get it much more neutral. I see less curvature. Right, this is a tough putt. Down the green, from the back, about 40 foot. Again, excuse my voice. I'm aware I sound like a monotone Barry White. So I read this to break about 2 foot from the left side, and obviously it is downhill. But check this, just moves. Good read, mate. Good read. So after a 320, 330 yard drive, leaving yourself 170, 180 into a par 5, you're now putting for bogey. And that's not ideal. So this was grain from the left. That's why I stepped away. So I read this just outside left edge, then I got over it and I was like, there's grain hard from the left, so I need to give this a bit more. So I did. And this is what happens. Just didn't go. So I just made a 7 on a par 5. When I should be making birdie easily, and it's a chance at eagle. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, moving on to the next now. So we've got a par 4 down the hill, 330. I'm going to say. So this is drive ball, wind off the right. Just made a bad swing. Just trying to hold this one up, and just hit it right. So it's over those trees that you see down by the green. Now, I wanted to run down there to try and get this because it was on the other hole. Harry Flowers steps up. Don't want to see that. Never want that in the video. Harry hit it left. There's me. And this is my ball. So this is Nightmare Street for a lot of you out here. So this is a 70-yard bunker shot over water, over a bunker. And I got it on the green, so you know, that's not bad. But it's another thing to say, Gecko Tour as a whole experience, really enjoyed it, really well run, good camaraderie with all the players and stuff. So definitely going back next year with a completely new game, and hopefully do a bit better. But anyway, left myself a long putt up the green. This is about 40 foot again. Can't even remember what happens here, to be honest. Putting strokes improved, for sure. Misread. Left it outright, did not expect that. As you can see, the green is like a big tear dropping away. Mr. Fricker. There he is. Oh, he went mad on this hole as well. Not happy, man. This is actually quite a good read. So I just read this just outside the right edge. And it did what it said on the tin. Run to. By the way, as you're watching this, if you're still watching this at 20 minutes, let me know what you think. My next competitive rounds will be discussed on the new series, but I'm definitely going to get a cameraman to film it. Right, so it's downhill, 180 yards. Wind at this point was just like blowing hard. So I was just trying to hit like a soft cutty 7-iron, but every time I stepped over the ball, like the wind picked up. Right, the pin's on the back tier. As most greens on these courses, big tiers. This is no exception. So just try to hit a cutty little 7 in there. Hit a really good shot. Just like hung up slightly to the left, but no worries at all with this one. Just, it was the long ball. Out the back. And I think we see a bit of flower here. Oh no. No flower. Usually good at those shots. Right, left myself this little belly wedge off the green. Didn't hit it high enough. Good for speed, but left myself a 4-footer up the hill. And although my stroke is greatly improved, I just didn't put a good stroke on this one. So again, another drop shot from the side of the green, and you're probably getting it at this point how many shots I'm actually wasting. And yeah, it is in the plan to not do that, you know. And at that point, you're 5 over, and I'm thinking, how am I 5 over? Oh yeah, because you have no control of your distances with your wedges. Your short game's not great. The only thing that holds it together is generally ball striking to a certain degree and putting. But this is probably the most daunting tee shot that you will ever face. Alright, so hazard left, that doesn't really come into play that much. And hazard all up the right, starting in front of you. The fairway is like 15 yards wide. It's literally ridiculous. But I hit a really good shot here, just started it up the left, cut it back, middle of the fairway. What did I have in? I had in 78 yards, I think. So at that point I'm thinking, okay, just get one back and get closer to level par. But, again, classic, 78 yards. This is just birdie zone, right? Just pitch this too far, no control of distance with the wedges, and left myself 20 foot instead of inside 10, which it should be every time from there, basically. So frustrating. And this basically draws to the end of the video. Got about a minute left. But overall, you can see, just giving away so many shots. Again, let me know what you think of this video. I've got part 2 coming up soon. I may start the new series that I'm starting and have that up before. So this is the proper day, first day back, where I'm actually, you know, grinding, getting things ready and working on things rather than just lazing about in Hollywood holiday mode. So we're back on it. But putt here, downhill. I thought this was going to go hard. It was downhill. It was down grain. I shouldn't have put the flag in there. Apologise. Frustration, but they were light flags in my defence, and they didn't do any damage. This is it. Last part, hold it for par. Come back for part 2 very soon.